What is up, man? It's your boy Musical Nabil here, and today we're going to be reviewing the new Gucci Mane LP, So Icy Summer. Now, if you've been following, or if you follow rap, you know exactly who Gucci Mane is. Quantity-wise, he's probably the greatest rapper of all time. He has over 100 mixtapes. He's been making music since like the early 2000s, and when he was like in his young 20s, he was basically Kodak Black of the 2000s. Then he got locked up, and then he came back out of jail and changed his life. He's no longer out of shape. He's no longer out of shape. He's no longer in real gang affiliations, or even though he talks about it a little bit in his songs, he's no longer into like the hard gang life and stuff like that. So that's good. He's healthy, he's fit, he's skinny, he has a family, he has a wife. Awesome. It's awesome stuff. And he looks great. Now, he dropped this project. He drops a project almost, or at least maybe even a couple projects almost every year. Let's just see what Gucci Mane got to bring. What is Gucci Mane going to do in this project? Is it going to be a good project, or is it going to be a bad project? I'm going to let you guys know right now the highlights and the lowlights, and if this album is good or not. Now, before we get into it, I'd appreciate not only if you guys like the video, but also subscribe. Not only does it help the channel grow, but I'm trying to turn this into a career, so that'll mean a lot to me. Without further ado, let's get started. So heading into this album, So Icy Summer, I think Gucci Mane is really taking a DJ Khaled approach to this. You hear Gucci Mane on the album rapping / singing, but there's a lot of features on this track. And there's a lot of tracks where Gucci Mane's not even on it, and he has one of his 1017 signees, I believe, to have them shine out. It's kind of like Young Thug's YSL, the album Young Thug dropped in 2018 for his, that was nasty stutters, jeez. Anyways, it's kind of like the album Young Thug dropped in 2018 for his YSL label, Young Stoner Life, where he had all of his YSL affiliates out there, and it was more for his YSL affiliates, not just for Young Thug. I think this is what this is like for Gucci Mane, an album that's focused on his signees and, giving the signees pretty good features and pretty good beats and seeing what they can do. Also having features from A-list stars like Future, Young Thug, Lil Baby. If we can get into the intro track here, Step Out, featuring Future and Foogiano. I believe there's a feature on every single track. I believe there's no track that's just Gucci Mane, but I'm not sure about that. Anyways, heading into the intro track, Step Out, featuring Future and Foogiano. The beat is a Zaytoven beat. The melody reverse is pretty solid. As far as the other aspects of the beat go, the drums are pretty solid. It has a lot of energy in it as well. Future's verse is pretty solid to above average. Foogiano, which I believe is a 1017 signee, is solid on the track as well. Gucci Mane's auto-tune singing is pretty fire, and Gucci Mane sounds pretty good to fire on this thing. I like him a lot. Next, we have Rain Shower featuring Young Thug. The beat's pretty fire melody / sample. The beat's made by Mr. Weezy Outta Here, and the beat is fire. The beat is absolutely fire. Young Thug's hook / verse is solid to above average, and Gucci Mane's verse singing sounds pretty good. It sounds good and bad at the same time. Gucci Mane singing on his verse sounds good and bad at the same time. I think it's pretty weird, but I think that's what you get with Gucci Mane sometimes. Like sometimes he sounds good and bad at the same time. It's pretty weird, but it's a solid quality that Gucci Mane has when he's rapping. Next, we have Both Sides featuring Lil Baby. I believe this was the single that Gucci Mane dropped. I think earlier this year. But as far as the song goes, as far as the beat goes on this thing, the melody's below average to average. I think this is a below average track. Lil Baby sounds solid to average on this thing. Gucci Mane is same thing. Just a really average song to below average. I don't really like it that much. Next, we have Nasty featuring 21 Savage and Young Nudy, brothers that grew up in Atlanta together, although 21 was born in the UK. So shout out to illegal immigrants. As far as the beat goes, the melody is fire. The drums are basic, but pretty fire. It's a Pierre Bourne beat, so you can never go wrong really with a Pierre Bourne beat. Every aspect about the beat is fire. Young Nudy's a seamless fit, and has some lowlights on this track, but nevertheless is a pretty seamless fit. And Gucci's singing is absolutely fire. Gucci, when he is on this track, on this album, he does experiment with a lot of singing way more than rapping, and it turns out to be pretty fire. So shout out to Gucci Mane for doing that. 21 Savage also sounds cool on the track. He doesn't ruin it. He kind of makes it better a little bit. So shout out to 21 Savage for being here with his brother Young Nudie. Not really his brother, but it's the way they hang out, how close they are. But and I think that there's a similar thing to the album that I reviewed earlier today, the Pop Smoke album, the posthumous Pop Smoke album, Shoot for the Moon, Aim for the Stars, where Pop Smoke and Gucci Mane are basically just both rappers, but in the projects that they dropped today, they both ironically dropped projects where they were singing way more than they were just rapping. So and it actually worked. Both of them actually sounded pretty good on on moments. There's also moments where they both sounded bad, but majority of moments is where they sound pretty good. But unfortunately, there's not a lot of Gucci Mane on this album. There's more of just his signees, his 1017 signees. Next we got Breasto featuring Foogiano. As far as the beat goes, the melody's kind of trash. Overall, the beat's pretty garbage. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty trash. I don't even know how I don't know how this even made it on the album. Gucci's verse is below average. Foogiano is not that good either, but he's better than Gucci Mane, so shout out to that. We got Left on Red with So Icy, Enchanting, and K Shiesty. This is where I'm talking about, like, Gucci Mane is... These are the parts that I'm talking about where Gucci Mane is not on the album. All the girls, I can't tell which is which because I don't listen to any of these girls, but they all sound pretty good. Good combination of girls. All of Gucci's 1017 signees. Again, Gucci's not on the song, but the beat's solid. And the girls sound pretty good on the track, so it's a solid, enjoyable listen. Next, we got Who Is Him featuring Pooh, Shiesty. Is that his name? Whatever. Anyways, Who Is Him featuring Pooh, Shiesty. As far as the beat goes, the melody's below average to average. The Pooh Shiesty's below average, and Gucci sounds better than Pooh, but the track overall is not that enjoyable. Next, we got Iran featuring K Shiesty. As far as the beat goes, I like the melody. I like the reverb / the string plucks in the melody. I think that sounds awesome. The beat is average. The 808 sounds really weird on this track. I don't like it that much. The 808 is just really weird. Gucci's below average, and K Shiesty sounds solid. It's a girl, and her auto tune sounds pretty good on the track. So shout out to K Shiesty. So next we got Gucci Land featuring Young Thug. As far as the beat goes, the melody is absolutely fire, storching. The beat is storching, it's fire. The intro was kind of whack, but it gets better throughout the song. Gucci's verse is a little whack, and Young Thug's verse is not that good, so that's unfortunate that they couldn't capitalize on this pretty good beat. But, it happens. It's such something that happens in rap. Next, we got Freakiest in the World featuring Young Thug. Another fire beat, absolute scorching beat. This one's by Pierre Bourne. Every single thing about it, the basic drums, the melody is absolutely fire. Shout out to Pierre Bourne. Young Thug is fire on this thing. Gucci Mane is fire. This might be the best track on this album. This track right here is definitely enjoyable. It's definitely a track that I am going to listen to more than once in the future. Next, we got Lifers featuring Key Glock, Foogiano, and I think it's Old Runts, right? Old Runts? I don't know. Anyways, or Ola Runts, right? Ola Runt or Ola Runts. Anyways, I know for a fact that he is a Gucci Mane signing. I don't know exactly what his name is, but I know he is a 1017 signee. I read that somewhere. As far as the beat goes, it's below average to kind of trash. Gucci Mane on this thing is forgettable. Key Glock is pretty solid on this beat because I think this is like a beat for Key Glock. And then Ola Runt and Foogiano both equally are pretty good. Next we have Still Remember featuring Pooh Shiesty. As far as the beat goes, the melody sucks and the beat sucks. Gucci's verse is trash, and Pooh Shiesty is a little bit better than Gucci and is average, but overall this thing just sucks. Still Remember is garbage, and shouldn't even have been on the album. Next we have we haven't reviewed these. Okay, next we have So Icy with Pooh Shiesty, K Shiesty, and the So Icy Girls. As far as the beat goes, the melody is below average. The drums are trash. The 808 is absolutely putrid garbage. All three of these people on the beat, though, are kind of whatever. So it's again kind of a wash. A lot of flaws, but there's some decent parts to it. Next, there's Main Slime Remix featuring Pooh, Shiesty, Tay Keith, and Moneybagg Yo. As far as the beat goes, it's a Tay Keith beat, obviously, because Tay Keith's featured on it. The melody's above average. It's a solid beat. Pooh, Shiesty does okay, but Moneybagg Yo is pretty good. He's the highlight of this track by far. Next, we have Molly, Baby Mama by Foogiano. The beat's fire, the melody's fire, and Foogiano's fire on this thing. Pretty infectious, a highlight for this album. Next, we have Trapper Remix featuring Foogiano featuring Lil Baby. As far as the beat's above average. So is Foogiano and Lil Baby, so everything about it is above average. Next, we have Ballin' on a Bitch with Gucci Mane and Foogiano. The beat's solid. They both sound solid and above average and infectious, so that's pretty cool. Next, we have 7.62 or 7.62 God by Pooh, Shiesty. The beat's solid to above average, and Pooh sounds solid. It gives me some Kodak Black vibes. Next, we have Monday to Sunday featuring Pooh, Shiesty, Big 30, and Lil Baby. The beat's kind of trash, and Pooh sucks on this thing, but Lil Baby's pretty average, and Big 30's below average, so it's just a whatever Lil Baby feature basically. Next, we have ABCGE by Pooh and Big 30. Solid beat, gives some Young Dolph vibes from the beat and their and the verses. They both sound solid, nothing special, so there's that. Next, we have The Plan by Foogiano. The beat's average to below average. Foogiano, or is it Foogiano? I don't know. Anyways, regardless, he sounds average, nothing special. Next, we have Lesson by Pooh, Shiesty, and Foogiano. The beat's okay, typical Gucci beat, and they both really sound like Gucci Mane clones on this thing. And then next, we have Make a Play by Big Star, which I believe is the outro on this thing. No, there's one more track, but we got Make a Play by Big Scar. The beat's okay. The verses and hook are pretty cool and infectious, so it's cool. And then the last track on this thing is Saucy Boys by Pooh, Shiesty, and Foogiano. The beat's okay, but it's pretty out of place because the beat's supposed to have like a sexy, sort of vibe like that. But then they're kind of giving off like a rough, tough verse/hook. Both the verse, hook, and the beat don't fit well with each other, so that's not enjoyable. Overall, there is some tracks that I am going to listen to over and over again on this thing, but considering the fact that Gucci Mane's barely even on this album, and it just seems like an album to get his signees out there. Not only that, but there's a lot of pretty flat moments on this album. It gets a 4 from me. I'm going to give this album a 4 out of 10. Nothing more, nothing less. That's my review for the Gucci Mane album, So Icy Summer. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. I love having conversations with y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, with notification bell. This is Musical Nabil. Musical Nabil, and I'm out. Peace.